All right, my friends, welcome to another week of Called to Homeschool. I love having you here. Thanks for all your nice reviews and comments, and thanks for being a part of this journey. So, really excited to be here. I am excited to share this story with you today. I had an opportunity in April to do some presentations, and that was a blast. I found I love public speaking. I know other people find that terrifying, and that's okay because if we all liked public speaking, there'd be nobody to hear. So, anyways, that was really fun. And at American Heritage, I was at their homeschool retreat and I told this story, and it really resonated with a lot of people. And so I really wanted to share it with you guys. I even had some people make some really cool signs that they hung up in their room and they shared it with me. So if there's anything that really resonates from the podcast or anything on Instagram that just touches your heart and how you've implemented it, I'd always love to hear. I just think it's neat to hear those experiences. So please never feel nervous to share those with me. I love it. So my family, I don't do Christmas presents. I don't like stuff. And so I can't remember how many years ago, maybe 8 years ago-ish, I quit doing Christmas presents and just threw it out the window. And we started doing Christmas trips instead. And it has been a party. Well, last year of Christmas, I guess it would have been Christmas 2019, and then we go the beginning of 2020. I wanted to do a big trip because my family dynamic was changing. I knew my oldest son was going to be leaving on a mission, and so this was going to be a family trip that where everybody could come, and I didn't know when the next time would be when everybody would be able to come, and I planned this amazing trip to Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. So I have my husband and my 7 monkeys, and we're on this airplane, and we are headed to Puerto Rico. And it's a red eye, and it's the middle of the night, and we're over the ocean, and then turbulence hits. And I don't mean like a little bit of shaking. I mean the kind where you think you are all going to die. And the plane is shaking, and there is just intense turbulence. It has woken a lot of people up, and it was terrifying. I woke up, grabbed my husband. I don't know if he was awake or not, but he was then, panicking that the children, like, are we all going to die? Are the kids freaking out? Like, my story I went wild, right? With like, everything is going wrong. This is horrible. Save us. What can you do? Right? And there were other people. I wasn't even the most dramatic. So that's fun for other people on the plane, but others were crying and screaming and having full meltdowns from this turbulence. So you had that on one hand, and then you had the flight attendants. And the flight attendants were just calmly walking through, asking people if they were okay, letting them know, oh, our pilot's amazing. He's totally got this, right? And just calming people down. So we were all experiencing the exact same thing. Exact location over the ocean, all of us in an airplane together, and all of us experiencing the exact same turbulence. So why were there people like myself who were panicked and freaking out, and how were there flight attendants who were calm? It is because of the stories we were both telling ourselves. The story I had was we are all going to die. And the stories we tell ourselves create how we feel. So the story of we're all going to die is creating panic or fear in me. Probably mostly panic. Created a ton of panic. And I became the panicked passenger. The flight attendant, I don't know their exact story, but maybe something along the lines of, this is fine. I can do turbulence. I did a quick Google search, so you can check the validity of this for yourself, but I've heard that this is true, that no plane has ever crashed from turbulence. No plane has crashed from turbulence. What? So if you are a flight attendant who has experienced turbulence repeatedly, maybe on a day-to-day basis every time you go to work and it's turbulent, it's like, I can do turbulence. We do this every day and it always works out. So when they are having the story of like, I can do turbulence, we've never crashed from turbulence, is probably creating that feeling of peace for them. So then we could even dive in and say, well, why does it matter if we feel panic? And why does it matter if we feel peace? The only reason it matters, because there's nothing wrong with any emotion. The only reason to become aware of those emotions is because those emotions drive how we show up. So when I am the panicked passenger, guess what else I'm doing? I am getting other people to panic. I tried to get my husband to panic. I tried to wake up my children. I tried as much as I could to get other people all rallied up, like we are all going to die, right? Total panic. I added to the chaos. Our flight attendant was calm and was peaceful. And from that peaceful feeling that they had, they were an agent of peace. They were also amongst the chaos with us, and they were creating peace. So we were both experiencing the exact same situation, the same facts, right? And then we each had our story, which each created how we felt. And how we felt drove our actions. I had the action of getting other people hysterical or other people all wound up. And the flight attendant had the action of staying calm, of helping create peace. What could I do to help you? It's okay. You can be scared, right? Now, can you imagine in our day-to-day life as mothers of being a flight attendant at our homes, in our homeschool, in the car with the kids, anywhere, being the flight attendant? Because let me promise you something. There is going to be turbulence in your life. Maybe not literal shaking, although we did have an earthquake last year in Utah. But there are going to be times when children have meltdowns. There is going to be a time when something breaks in the house. There are going to be times when you are so tired and you didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Can you choose the story you want in that turbulent times to be the person you know you can be? Do you want to be the creator of peace or a creator of chaos? The choice is yours. We have agency, right? And nobody can make us be a panicked passenger, and nobody can make us be a flight attendant. But what's interesting, the flight attendant on this flight, as they were going around trying to create peace, it helped other people to calm down. Where I was escalating others' emotions, right? They started matching me. But imagine if you were calm. Somebody dumps cereal. Somebody yells at somebody else. Somebody says, I hate school. This is stupid. I don't want to do it. Can you imagine oh, yeah, I get it. Sometimes I feel that way too. Sometimes I don't want to wash the dishes or your clothes. I get it. Sometimes I'm frustrated too, right? Can you imagine how different your day-to-day life with your children, with the people you meet on the street becomes when you become that flight attendant? Friends, it is truly as simple as just being aware of the story you tell yourself. So last episode 106, I was talking about becoming an awesome mom and how to be an awesome mom, right? And I gave some tips and 5 things you could do to start believing that. But you can do this with anything, right? Like, I am a creator of peace. So I talked about affirmations, right? Like believing I am a creator of peace. I can be the flight attendant. And that's what one of the awesome things that somebody sent me from that was they made a cool picture of an airplane, and underneath it said, be the flight attendant, right? So an affirmation, meditation, seeing yourself as the calm, patient person. Now, hopefully I don't forget all of these. Let's see. So we have affirmations, meditation, journaling, writing it down. How do I be the calm flight attendant today? Here are things that could go wrong, right? How do I be that calm flight attendant? Having a game plan for turbulence, right? Can you imagine if flight attendants didn't ever plan on turbulence? Like, I bet there's going to be no turbulence today, right? Like, that'd be awesome. But most planes I've been on at least have a little bit of turbulence. Sometimes it's big and sometimes it's small, but there's usually always turbulence. Now, I'm not flying regularly enough to know how many times they experience turbulence. But can you imagine in your home, like if you just plan on like somebody might have a meltdown today and I can still stay calm, right? Having this game plan and then celebrating your wins, celebrating like, yes, I stayed calm in the storm. I think about this too with first responders. Like if you imagine a car crash, that sounds gory, but let's say nobody was seriously hurt. But the ambulance and the paramedics show up and they're panicking and freaking out. Like, there's blood? Oh no! Like, can you imagine what would happen to those situations if the paramedics show up at a car crash and start freaking out? Guess what's going to happen to the people in the car or the people witnessing it? They're probably going to match that emotional energy and like, yes, we should be freaking out. But instead, if you've ever been in this situation, my sister-in-law, years ago, they were in a crash and everybody was okay. And it was scary. And she had worked something in the field of, I honestly am not quite sure what she did. This happened several years ago. So I wasn't quite sure what she did. But I think she worked for 911 or did something like that, dispatch or something. And they were in a crash and she just stepped into this calm, peaceful mode. And from that, she was like, you do this. And if she saw somebody was freaking out, she gave them a job to do that was away from the site. Like you go over to there and comfort this person. And you do this. And she completely assigned it out to everybody and helped everybody bring those high emotions back down. I even saw on the cutest little video, I don't even know where, probably on Instagram, and it was two little brothers and probably like a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. And the 4-year-old is about to yell and lose his mind. And that 6-year-old just gets him to breathe with him. Like, buddy, you got this, right? Like, calm down. And he just got his little brother to breathe with him. And all of a sudden, his little brother just calmed down those emotions. And I was like, oh, okay, I've got this. And it was the most beautiful, powerful thing. So can you imagine in your homeschool, in your home, as you become the flight attendant, like you can do turbulence, you can do chaos, and you can still choose to be calm and to be peaceful and to be the sound advice, right? Like the calm brain. You don't make good decisions when you're in panic passenger mode. But when you are calm flight attendant mode, you make awesome decisions because you are making those decisions from your higher brain instead of letting that toddler brain be in charge. Friends, I invite you and encourage you to become the flight attendant in your life, to become a creator of peace and being calm and watching what that will do for others around you. And I cannot wait to see what you do with this. Also, I do want to remind you that Mama's Members is closing the lifetime membership at the end of May. So Mother's Day is around the corner. Ladies, treat yourself to a Mama's membership and let's dive in and give you all the tools in the world to become the coolest, calmest flight attendant you could ever imagine. Friends, I love you. I hope you have a beautiful Mother's Day with zero expectations. Buy yourself something pretty if that's what you like, or take yourself somewhere you want to go. Treat yourself and have a beautiful, wonderful day.